important is it to fix a time to have sex in our busy lives? Hi everyone, this is Martha. I'm a relationship counselor and clinical sexologist, and of course it's so important to schedule time for sex. So many people argue with me about this because they feel that sex should be something that is spontaneous. They feel that sex should be just go with the feels. Guess what? Sometimes we really don't feel like it, and before you know it, time has gone by. 2 months, 2 years has happened. So what happens is that if we don't prioritize and block out our time for things that are important, sometimes we forget about them, and then it's not less likely to happen. Also, you might be with your opposite who probably is very overwhelmed with life, multitasking and stressed all the time. By scheduling it, it's also about giving an opportunity for them to create space around that time so that they are not stressed about it. It's so important to honor that how you're feeling might be very different from how your partner is feeling and what your partner needs. So scheduling a time, fixing a time is really important. But then there are a lot of people that I know of who once they fix the date and time, they feel a lot of pressure around it, and then it starts to become like this ticking time bomb feeling that they have. They feel this pressure, and because of the pressure, they are not able to perform. They're not feeling any sense of romance. So it's really important to understand putting it on the calendar is not about a hard and fast rule. It's about saying let's create time and space. So instead of feeling and we must have sex and giving yourself that kind of pressure, what you can do is you can say this is more like a cuddle time, or time for us to touch each other, a time for us to connect. So don't treat it with so much pressure. Give each other room to say, I'm really not feeling it, we can postpone it, but still choose to make the best of this situation. So either you postpone or you say, okay, I'm really not feeling like it, but let's touch each other, let's kiss a little bit and see how I feel. So this is where it can actually lead to something as opposed to nothing. So I always believe that something is better than nothing. So putting it on the calendar doesn't mean that you must do. That's going to give a lot of pressure. So you can talk about what will make that feel good. Prioritizing the time, yes, blocking it out, but also treating it as not just about sex, but treat it as about intimacy, physical touch, massaging, hugging, kissing. You can play a board game or something. A lot of people combine their sex date together with their love dates, and they do a lot of things, they distract themselves, go to the movies, eat. And what happens is when we are physically tired from the movies or from having a big meal, we are full, then it's not going to lead to sex as well. So be clear, maybe there might be a need to separate your sex and your date nights, okay, your sex dates and your date nights. So I hope this video has given you some food for thought. I really think in this modern day when we are so busy and stressed and tired, it's really important to block out the time so that mentally we put space around that, okay? So I really think it's important to schedule it. That's the first thing. The next thing is the attitude around the scheduling. So don't just treat it as must have sex, treat it as let's talk about physical intimacy instead, okay? The third thing is don't combine it with your date nights, okay? Don't try to do so many things on one date. It can feel a little bit overwhelming. So you can still schedule it, but maybe as a separate session so that you are actually kind of like conserving your energy. You don't make yourself too tired from it or too relaxed, okay? So you can be relax a little bit from the touch and then go on to have sex if that's what you both mutually want. But then your date nights where you actually just really completely chill out can actually be useful, because I think people have a different kind of a headspace, a different kind of a mentality going into it. So they can be too relaxed to have sex. So I hope these tips has been useful for you. Just some very brief ones that I tend to share with clients. Do check out my website, that's eroscoaching.com, and you can subscribe to my newsletter as well.